In March 2033, a shocking news story emerged from Tokyo. Scientists officially confirmed the appearance of the world's first air-eating humans. These individuals no longer relied on traditional food or water to sustain life. Instead, they absorbed nutrients directly through a newly discovered metabolic process, extracting trace energy and elements released through photosynthesis from the air. The announcement instantly sparked global panic. If humans could eat air, what did this mean for the future of the traditional food industry? What catastrophe awaited supermarkets, farms, and supply chains worldwide? The first generation of air-eaters was initially discovered among a group of young Japanese experimental volunteers participating in a study testing human adaptability to extreme environments. Months into the trial, scientists were stunned to find these volunteers no longer required any solid or liquid food, with water intake dropping by over 80%. Genetic sequencing revealed activation of a previously unknown set of air absorption genes, which enabled their cells to efficiently capture the sparse energy in the atmosphere, sustaining basic life functions. Following the news, supermarkets across Japan experienced unprecedented panic buying. During rapid obsolescence of traditional foods, shelves of agricultural products and canned goods were emptied within hours. Globally, food prices soared and supply chains tightened dramatically. Governments convened emergency meetings to stabilize markets and announced food security measures, but none could immediately quell public fears. A fierce debate unfolded within the scientific and medical communities. On one side, some scientists hailed the air-eating humans as a potential solution to global hunger and environmental strain, arguing this was the next step in human evolution. Conversely, traditional nutritionists warned that activating these genes might carry unknown health risks. Long-term absence of conventional food could lead to immune system collapse, micronutrient deficiencies, and mental health issues. Worse still, concerns arose that air-eaters could form a new social class, exacerbating wealth divides and societal fragmentation. Meanwhile, food producers plunged into crisis. Multinational agribusiness giants like Cargill and ADM saw stock prices plummet. Supply chains were forced to cut back orders. Farmers faced unsold crops piling up. The Food and Agriculture Organization warned that if the number of air-eaters rose rapidly, traditional agriculture could collapse, plunging global food security into an unprecedented emergency. Governments and corporations attempted to counteract the trend by promoting high-stakes, synthetic foods and genetically edited crops, yet consumer trust in these products remained low. Social tensions and divisions deepened. Some air-eaters formed communities to openly demonstrate their lifestyles, aiming to reduce fear and misunderstanding. They claimed freedom from food worries allowed more time for learning, work, and artistic creation. Yet many traditional eaters viewed them with suspicion and hostility, labeling them non-human or evolutionary aberrations. Protests erupted demanding restrictions on gene editing and human modification technologies. International political dynamics shifted as well. Resource predations aggressively promoted air-eater research to address food shortages, even implementing policies to encourage citizen participation in trials. Conversely, major food exporting countries sought to block the spread of this technology to protect existing economic interests. The United Nations held multiple emergency sessions, but consensus on balancing genetic ethics, regulatory oversight, and social stability remained elusive. Culturally, the phenomenon inspired abundant artistic and philosophical exploration. Fine novels and films about food less humans proliferated, probing the boundaries between humanity and nature, technology and life. The Simpsons once aired an episode where Bart inadvertently acquired air-eater genes, suffering the pain of being unable to process normal food and becoming an outcast in his town. Fans joked it was surreal, and now it seemed prophetic. Tech companies acted quickly, launching devices and virtual communities tailored to the air-eater lifestyle. For example, Meta and Google jointly released Air Dining, a VR experience combining traditional food culture with nutritional simulations. Biotech firms developed customized gene therapies to help some traditional eaters activate air absorption genes, preparing them for future lifestyles. By 2034, as the air-eater population steadily grew, global social structures began to fundamentally shift. The traditional food economy steadily crumbled, replaced by new systems centered on energy exchange, genetic services, and virtual experiences. Supermarkets transitioned from physical stores to digital platforms. Many well-known grocery chains closed, replaced by energy stations, high-tech hubs offering air quality monitoring, energy replenishment pods, and gene maintenance services for air-eaters. Ordinary people queued at these stations to receive air energy supplements, turning into a new form of consumer culture. Governments established air-eater identity systems, incorporating genetic profiles, energy absorption efficiency, and social contribution into comprehensive rating indexes. High-ranked individuals enjoyed priority access to healthcare, housing, and jobs. Low-ranked ones faced resource restrictions and social marginalization. This system was widely criticized as a genetic caste system, sparking global protests and violent clashes. Radical groups even launched cyber gene hacking efforts to disrupt air absorption genes, triggering healthcare security crises. Though the food industry sought transformation by introducing synthetic meats, plant-based foods, and supplements, consumer loyalty plunged sharply. Farming and fishing communities faced economic collapse. Massive unemployment fueled urban migration, further widening wealth gaps. International food aid programs grappled with funding shortages, forcing the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization to urgently pivot toward supporting high-tech energy nutrition projects. In medicine, the health status of air-eaters became a critical research focus. Some displayed extraordinary endurance and extended lifespans, but many cases showed instability in bodily functions, immune deficiencies, micronutrient shortages, causing neurological decline, and more. Psychologically, air-eaters faced identity crises, loneliness, anxiety, and even dissociative disorders were common. The medical community dubbed this cluster the air-eater syndrome. Ethical and legal debates flared over the new group. Advocates demanded special civil rights to protect genetic diversity and lifestyle freedoms. Opponents decried a dangerous genetic monopoly risking uncontrolled human evolution. Many nations established agencies to regulate, yet rapid technological advancement and cross-border data flow complicated oversight efforts. Socially and culturally, air-eaters formed distinct subcultures. They created new art forms blending air-sensing tech with virtual reality, reflecting on untranscending traditional food culture. Education systems introduced air energy studies, teaching gene activation, bioenergy utilization, and mental conditioning, training future generations to fluidly navigate both physical and air life modes. Meanwhile, the global supermarket crisis persisted. As air-eater consumption expanded, demand for traditional foods plummeted, agricultural prices crashed, and farmland was widely abandoned. Environmental groups seized the moment to promote ecological restoration campaigns, advocating conversion of idle farmland back to natural reserves to combat climate change. The massive transformation of food production and consumption created new challenges in resource allocation. International relations grew increasingly tense over control of air-eater gene technologies. Tech giants, governments, and multinational alliances vied for dominance over gene editing platforms and atmospheric energy management systems, sparking fresh geopolitical conflicts. Some regions witnessed a genetic tech black market, with illicit gene modifiers conducting underground experiments to enhance air absorption rates, raising public health risks. In 2030, The Simpsons aired an episode titled The Foodless Era, depicting residents gradually abandoning food in favor of breathing energy sustenance. The episode showed panic over food shortages, supermarket looting, and social collapse. Today, fans repeatedly revisit it as an eerily prescient warning. Humanity now stands at a turning point in the food chain, whether the future Is an ideal air nourishment utopia or a disaster on the brink of resource collapse remains unknown. All anyone can do is watch and wait.